It's another one of those nights where my chronic insomnia is so bad that, well, let's see, how long have I been awake? I've been awake since, I slept last night for about an hour and a half. Previously before that, I was up for about say about 15 hours. 1 hour of sleep, a whole nother 24 hours. Yeah, about a whole nother 24 hours. In about 1 hour, I will be, I believe, I will have been awake for about 40 hours straight. Well, not 40 hours straight. 40 hours on to 1 hour of sleep. Or within 40 hours, I've had 1 hour of sleep. There you go. Oh boy. Greetings everyone, T-Cerberus here. I've talked about my chronic insomnia before on camera. Only I was a bit more dazed, a bit more woozy. I'm not quite that level right now. I'm just, you know, I feel like gravity is like double what it should be right now. I feel like I'm being just forced to the ground. I just want to slump over or melt into a puddle. Especially with all the weight I carry. Like, I may not look it, but I weigh over 255 pounds. I say over because that was the last time I got weighed. It was 255 pounds. And I don't know, I've probably gained more weight. Riding my bike, building up more muscle and stuff. The only difference between last time my chronic insomnia was acting up this bad, and this time is that I actually kinda know the reason for it. I don't exactly know, but I feel, well, I know it for the most part. I got the premise of the damn joke. I feel dissatisfied with myself. I feel disappointed with myself. The only problem is that I can't exactly tell why. Now, there comes times where everyone doubts themselves. Yeah, I know. My friends and people that know me personally know that I'm a cocky dickhead or an asshole. And if there's anybody in the world that I believe in, it is myself. I am extremely conceited and full of myself. The only difference between me and some douchebag is that I'm aware of all these things. It's kind of just a part of my, I guess you can call it a persona. Am I really that cocky? Am I really that confident in everything about myself? Of course not. Of course not. But I do tell myself that I am. And I do believe that I am. Because I tell myself that I am. Whenever I'm put inside a tough situation that makes me feel unhappy, I convince myself that I'm happy. Not by faking it, it's because it's how I'd rather be. It's how I'd rather feel, rather than unhappy. So I never really seem sad. And it's just how I've conditioned myself, I guess. Once upon a time, I would be the complete opposite. Middle school, I was, you know, I guess I consider myself a loser. Other people did too. I guess, I don't know. People didn't really call me a loser, but you know. I don't know. Some people thought I was funny. I feel like people just liked laughing at me rather than laughing at the things, I don't know. But I do the exact same thing that I did in middle school, and people still laugh. Or people still say I'm funny or hilarious or whatever. The only thing is that I very rarely am doing anything funny. I'm just being me. So that feeling of that middle school feeling that everyone's laughing at me because of who I am, it's really just turned into, oh, I guess I'm funny. I just don't know it. Because I still do the same shit. And I still get told that I'm funny all the time, I guess. But yeah, back onto the whole sad thing. I never really am sad. For the exception of, if it wasn't for the last couple years of my life, I'd say that I never used to be angry. The only things have happened, people in my life have stabbed me in the back and done things that made me turn for a good long time. You guys have been around for a while. You gave me shit for it, like Mora, Fruit, others. When I disappeared for like two, almost 3 months. Just about really 3 months or so. I didn't stream, I didn't make videos, I didn't tweet, I didn't do anything. And then when I got back, people really hammered me for it. And I was shocked that people cared as much as they did that I was gone and no one knew what happened or anything, because honestly, at the time, I was going through so much dark stuff in my life that I didn't think anyone really cared about me. Especially since the only 3 people in the world that I cared about at the time, or personally really cared about at the time, all simultaneously stabbed me in the back. And I went through a really dark time in my life. It was definitely the darkest time in my life. I never want to go through that again. But if it wasn't for that time where I was just so full of hate and anger, and it went on for definitely longer than the 2-3 months I was gone. It's just, I started to realize to myself that who the fuck I am. I'm Tavares fucking Piper. I'm T Cerberus. T Dog. T. On my Discord, literally on, well, my private Discord that has all my friends in it, the Rogue Fantasy Discord, I have like different ranks or whatever inside here. And the ranking system goes God, aka T, and then I say You know that, well, whenever people comment on it, I say, you know that. Everyone knows that God is just a euphemism for talking about me. Because I'm an asshole. The next thing is son of T. And then underneath son of T is stepson of T. And then underneath stepson of T is slave of T. And then underneath that is just puny human, which is just what Dre is. Dre's one of my best friends. Although he hasn't fucking been around, you asshole. And I know you're gonna watch this. I've been around other though. It's because I've just been working and shit. Anyways, yeah, I started to realize in that dark time realize who I am again. And it was all thanks to, well, my best friend Sarah. I honestly can't say that I would be here today if it wasn't for her. She doesn't watch my videos though. Bitch. I'm kidding. And the guys and girls, girl now, Jordan, who watched me live stream, make videos, whatever. And if it wasn't for you guys and Sarah, I don't know if I'd be here today when I was going through that time. I don't think I've ever really said this on camera before. I definitely don't think I've ever said this on camera before, but at that time, I attempted suicide. And, you know, it was a stupid thing to do because I don't want to be dead. I've got dreams, things that I really want to do in life. Why would I take that easy way out? And, you know, I apply that model to everything in life. But during that dark time, I completely forgot it. There's one thing that I say all the time, and people get irritated when they hear me say it, but it's completely true. To me it is. People say, easier said than done. Suicide is the easy way out. It's easier to do nothing rather than something. But nothing easy is worth doing. You guys hear me say that all the time. If you watch me. And it's honestly what I believe. It's what I live by. Nothing easy is worth doing. Now, I would say, obviously there are people that live harder lives than I do. But, being stuck in my current situation and everything, I don't live an easy life. I purposely have a harder job than I need to have, because, again, nothing easy is worth doing. I thrive off of being uncomfortable, really. Whenever things are too comfortable, I get anxiety off of it. I don't feel particularly safe, because anything can happen at any moment. My guard is down, and so forth. So I just always prefer to have a more uncomfortable job. My cousin, he makes more money than me. All he does is he is like a steward on an airplane or something. I don't know what the fuck he does. I have another cousin that also works at the airport, and a lot of people that I know right now work at the airport currently. I could easily go get that job, make a little bit more money, but I wouldn't be comfortable there. I wouldn't be comfortable at that job because it's too easy. I would be too compelled, just like more than likely my cousin is going to be there for a long time because he loves the job. He and I have worked at the same job before, like at FedEx, and he hated that job because it wasn't easy. Well, my job wasn't easy at FedEx. His damn sure was, but he bitched about it all the time. But I know that if I go to that job, start getting paid just a little bit more, and just do a, frankly, much easier job than what I have now. I'm a carpenter. I would be too compelled to stay there. Because this job is easy. I make a good damn amount of money. And it's easy. There's nothing pushing me forward. I constantly need a fire under my ass. I like my job. It's not an easy job, but I do like my job. Especially with having chronic insomnia. I'm awake right now. It is 12:30 a.m. I have to be at work at 5 a.m. And I'm completely awake, but completely exhausted. But yeah, the reason I like my job versus having an easier job is because this job keeps a fire under my ass. I like this job because it keeps a fire under my ass. I have a plan right now. Right now, I need to save up to get me a new vehicle because my car broke down a while ago. And I'm not fucking with German cars anymore. Too goddamn expensive to fix. And I'm trying to get this 2005 Mazda 3. It's got a lot of miles on it, but they're easy to fix. I've done a lot of, looked up a lot of information on the car. I've gone and checked out the car. It's in pretty good condition. It's in very good condition, actually. It's got a lot of fucking miles on it, and it's only had one owner. But, yeah. Right now, my plan is to get this car. Hopefully no one else swoops it up before I can get the money for it. Save up to get out of this house. Out of this current living situation. With these very negative people that I live with. Frankly, negative. Because being surrounded by or being constantly stuck in this house where there's just this negative aura or hanging over it all the damn time, it takes a toll on you, especially when you're someone that likes to be positive all the time, optimistic all the time. So, it takes a fucking toll on you living here, and I can't do it anymore, so I need to get out of here. But if I were staying at, like, I'm gonna cousin my cousin. Sure he'll never watch this, and even if he does, yeah, love you. He lives with his mother and his stepdad and his brother and his sister at their house. Yet anytime I see Jazz, he always seems to be kind of glowing with the situation he's in, and I'm just exhausted. It's because I'm working my ass off, I'm tired, and yeah. But the problem with when I see my cousin, I don't see any motivation to get out of his current situation, because it's not a situation to him. He's very comfortable, and he's very okay with being comfortable. And I'm really just using him as an example. I'm not throwing shade or anything. Just using him as an example. But yeah, I never see any drive for him to get anywhere else, because he's so comfortable where he is. Me, I'm very not comfortable with my relationship with my mother, or even being around my mother. Same thing for, well, my grandfather's not so bad, but he's been kind of acting a little weird lately. But I frankly do just want to get out of here, period, because there are other people that keep coming in this house, like other aunties and cousins and uncles and whatever, staying here, and all these negative people. I just want to get away from them for good. But yeah, that's why I like my job. Even though it's difficult, I could have a much easier job, easily get a much easier job, but I don't want to. Because I like my job because of how uncomfortable it keeps me. It keeps a fire under my ass. And I'm constantly working to get away from it. To move on, move forward. So that's why I like my job. It's easy to say that, oh, I'm a phony. I'm a faker. When I'm sad, I have to convince myself that I'm happy. Well, why wouldn't I? I don't get the argument, because I've gotten that before when I tell people, like, what I do and how I live my life, and, you know, the personal teas is what I call them because I'm conceited. Personal teas that I go by in my life. Nothing easy is worth doing. Also, I use it for a pun for if I ever open up a spread shop. I've got a lot of tea things I can do. Like whenever I see a website called tea or selling teas 30% off, just, hey, it's me! I'm everywhere! And I'm on sale. I'm a cheap whore. But, I've got the argument from people that I'm fake. I'm a faker. Because I convince myself that I'm happy when I'm not feeling that I am. I convince myself that I am confident when I'm not really that confident. You ever hear the expression, fake it till you make it? Or hear anyone say, fake it till you make it? It's a thing that people do. It's a thing that a lot of actors do. It's a thing that a lot of successful people do. I can't think of his name. He's an artist, a music maker, a pianist as well. He started, I can't think of his fucking name, but yeah. He started by just buying a rinky-dink little keyboard and whatever. Just, I want to be an artist, but I have no talent for it. I want to be a pianist, but I have no talent for it. I have no idea, like, how to move my fingers on this keyboard to make music notes sound good, or make these noises sound good. So, what he did is that he pretended that he knew what he was doing. Until he did. Now he owns his own music company. He's a music publisher, music maker. He's a pianist. He plays the piano incredibly well. And the best thing is that he plays incredibly well on just his gimmick thing. He buys just really tiny shitty keyboards, but plays greatly on them. But I admire that guy. Again, I can't think of his name because I'm incompetent. But I admire that guy because he lives by something that I follow very strongly to. Fake it till you make it. If you're not so confident, if you're not confident enough to get this job done, if you're not confident enough to head first into battle, if you're not confident enough to approach this person and say a particular certain amount of words, fus roda, pretend that you are. Convince yourself that you are. Does it make you a phony? No. Ask any one of my friends who know me personally, who's the most confident person that they know? They're gonna say Tavares. Who's the biggest asshole who knows that he's a big asshole that you know? They're going to say Tavares. They also call me The black version of the most interesting man in the world. I don't think I'm that interesting. So, if I had to give advice to someone who wanted to be something, but you don't see how you can be that person that you want to be, or what you want to be, convince yourself you are. Keep telling yourself that you are. Pretend that you are. Fake it until you make it. I have a dream that little white brothers and little white... No, I'm kidding. I don't even know where I was going with that. I both said white. I have a dream to open up my own production studio. Production studio / arcade / hangout place / community center. No, it sounds like a lot onto it, but I've got it all worked out in my head. It's an arcade. Lots of video games and things to go and play and whatever. Different kind of varieties. PC gaming, PlayStations, Xboxes, pleb stations. I don't like PlayStation, but I'll support it. You know, Wii's, whatever. Pinball machines, old classic arcade machines and stuff. A hangout place that people can come in, hang out. But it's not just about hanging out and playing video games and shit, or just having an arcade. I call it a production studio because if there's one place that I would want to hang out, even if they didn't have any video games whatsoever, or anything, I would want to hang out all the time at a production studio. Place with cameras, podcast rooms, and green screens and everything else that I need to be able to, you know, create shit. I like making videos. I enjoy live streaming rooms, whatever. So have you. But I also want to hang out at an arcade. So my dream is to open up the Effin' Great Guild. Yeah, I've always had this idea, not always had the name for it, but now I have the name for it ever since I got the name for kind of my brand, the Effin' Great Guild. But my dream is to open up the Effin' Great Guild. It is a arcade / production studio / so forth, whatever. Even a bar, probably. I don't drink, but you know. A place where people can come and hang out, play video games and blah blah blah. When you know, grab your group of friends, your friends that all have the same interests, you want to make music, go play some games, brainstorm, hang out, whatever. Get some inspiration from all these other worlds that you can go and visit. That's what gaming is. Escape reality. Get some inspiration from this stuff, because I do all the time. Soon as something hits you, go over it with your group of friends that you're hanging out with, or whoever is in there with you, whoever's there at the arcade area. I've got this idea for a song. Rush over to one of the recording rooms, music making rooms. I've got this idea, or for an episode of our podcast, let's go grab a podcast room. Idea for a video, or I just feel like talking to a camera. Let's go fucking talk to a camera in front of one of the green screens in one of the camera rooms. I don't have the equipment to be able to make this stuff at home. Go do any of those things I just said. I want to start live streaming, but I don't have the capabilities at home. Go grab a live stream room. Now, I don't know the proper name for this place. I call it a production studio arcade thingy. But overall, to me, it's just the effing Great Guild. It's a place where people can come out, hang out, be friends, nice to each other, help one another, and create with one another. Do something great with one another. So that's my dream right now, is to one day open the effing Great Guild. Anything I said, if it was comprehensible at all, and again, I don't believe that I'm actually this stable right now, and my voice is coming out half as well as I believe it is, or as well as I'm hearing it. Yeah, I know, I'm tired, okay? If anybody is helped by any of this information that I just threw out at all, act on it. If you're inspired by anything that I just said, nothing easy is worth doing, so forth, whatever else I said, act on it. Don't thank me, go and act on it. Go grab whatever amount of inspiration you can get and do something great. And don't judge what you are making or what you are doing until you are 100% done with the at least current objective. A mistake, I'm gonna go ramble on again for a couple more minutes probably. A mistake that people commonly make, and that even I commonly make, is that I stop, or people stop, halfway through like a recording of something, making a song because they don't believe it's coming out well, drawing something and you think it just looks like ass, but it doesn't. You'll never know until you are done. Don't stop halfway through. Judge later. Do not judge it until it is 100% done. I'm gonna go see if I want to throw some music on this video. Then I'm gonna render it. And while my video is rendering, I won't have anything else to do because I won't be able to use my computer. So maybe I'll turn off my monitors and try to go to sleep again. I'm gonna make some tea and go meditate too. It's about to be 1 AM. Gotta be at work at 5. I will see you guys whenever I do. Thanks for watching / listening.